Hi, my name is Brad Aycock, and I'm the Director of New Church Development for the West Ohio Conference. And I'm going to share briefly with you today about what a church adoption is. As many of you know, Christ Kettering and St. Andrew out of Beaver Creek are in conversation about the possibility of Christ Kettering adopting St. Andrew. An adoption happens often around the United Methodist connection, and it's when a larger church adopts a smaller church, and that smaller church becomes part of the family. In this case, the Christ network of churches. Christ Church has 3 campuses right now, and they're oftentimes discerning where God may be calling them to next to serve areas they're not currently serving. And so in this case, St. Andrew has been going through the MCCI, unleashing their breakthrough prayer, asking God what may be next for them. And so we have come to a Kairos moment, and that's why we are all involved in prayerfully discerning, could this be a possibility for these 2 churches to come together, to be better, to be stronger together. So if this were to happen, St. Andrew would align with the mission, vision, and leadership of Christ Kettering, and you would become part of the Christ network of churches. And this would help Christ Kettering get into an area that they aren't currently serving. And so this helps congregations to pull their resources to unite around one common mission and goal, and really to unlock so much more potential to pursue the mission to make disciples of Jesus Christ. So on behalf of your district superintendent, Dr. Jocelyn Roper, we will be with you throughout this process, through prayers, through presence, and through just help guiding you when you need that, when you need next steps. We'll be there to help support you. And so now I'm going to turn it over to the 3 pastors from the 3 of the campuses that we are talking about.
I'm Lilanthe Ward. I'm the pastor at St. Andrew United Methodist Church. And I want to share with you how we have been growing after we started praying a breakthrough prayer and what that has meant to us. We began praying this in 2017, and last year we decided to study the book Don't Look Down by Rosario Picardo, and we met Ross on March the 8th when he came to preach here at St. Andrew. Sean Nicholson, our finance chair, met with him and was excited to see what Mosaic was wanting to do and expand their ministries. So that's how we got talking. And we discovered we had some things in common and some things that we wanted to explore in building God's kingdom here on earth. We have an amazing children's ministry with Reverend Deb Egloff, reaching out to the children at Fairbrook Elementary. We have a bridge from our building, our property, to theirs, and that's exciting. And we are waiting for God's Holy Spirit to tell us what the next step is. And could this be it? Working with and being a part of Christ Church Network. Looking forward to exploring God's possibilities with you.
My name is Rosario Picardo, and I am one of the pastors of Mosaic Church. At the beginning of the year, God impressed upon our hearts to engage in something we call a breakthrough prayer. So we did that as Mosaic Church as we were looking to go to the next level as a congregation and find a facility to be our ministry hub. Little did I know, a few short months later, St. Andrew United Methodist Church would be doing a congregational study on my book, Don't Look Down, about taking bold risk as a congregation, in which I was invited to preach on March 8th at St. Andrew, the last Sunday they would gather for in-person worship due to the pandemic. After preaching, I entered into a conversation with Sean Nicholson of St. Andrew, who was asking what was next for Mosaic Church. I shared with him our goal for the year of finding a more permanent facility to be a hub for our growing ministry. At that moment, I didn't know how St. Andrew was also praying their own breakthrough prayer of making some bold God moves as a congregation. After speaking with me, Sean talked with Pastor Lilanthe to share some ideas of what a possible relationship could look like between both Mosaic and St. Andrew. And in those moments, we felt that God was up to something big that none of us could have ever imagined.
Hello, I'm Brian Law, lead pastor of the Christ Church Network. We are a network of churches whose dream and vision it is to build kingdom-minded churches to make a deep impact on the greater Dayton area. 3 years ago, along with the Ginghamsburg Church, we helped to birth our Mosaic campus, whose dream it was to become a church where everyone was welcomed, no matter the color of your skin or the language you speak. In partnership with Pastors Roz Picardo and Wayne Botkin, we have been praying and dreaming for a permanent home for Mosaic. Christ Church has been praying a breakthrough prayer that God would break through in new and miraculous ways in the Dayton area. Because of the conversations with Pastor LaLanthi, Pastor Deb, and the leadership of St. Andrew, we feel like God is getting ready to break through in a miraculous way as we dream about joining forces to reach the east side of Dayton together. Know that I am praying for you and dreaming God-sized dreams as we explore what God has in mind for St. Andrew, Mosaic, and the Christ Church Network.